Okay, so next video. This is the same United States of America that says we have 7.3% unemployment. Yes, we do have 50 million people on food stamps, which somehow correlates to 7.3% people on unemployment. How? Because aren't those the numbers we were seeing like in 2008 when that food stamp number was only 25 million people? Yeah. Okay. New York City Food Bank head says 40% of veterans need food assistance. 95,000 former service members in New York City alone eating at soup kitchens and pantries. Quote, on this Veterans Day, when we're waving our flags, I need every New Yorker to know 40% of New York City veterans are relying on soup kitchens and pantries. No, you don't. Hold on. You don't need every New Yorker to know. You just need a tiny handful of people on Wall Street to know. Because they've got billions of dollars that they could easily feed these people who did fight the wars for them so that they could get rich over in other lands. Stealing oil, setting up shop, starting new companies, getting in on those stocks and shares before anyone else could because they knew it was coming because we fought for them through the wars, of course. That's all. You don't need all New Yorkers, just the bankers, just the Wall Street people. That'll take care of it. Quote, this is not a guesstimate. This is a fact, she said. She added that matters will only get worse now that $5 billion has been cut to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. And she says it's really not okay. We got to take $5 billion from that, but we've got to allow the banks to gamble again with derivatives that were prohibited in the Barney Frank Act that was passed to help rein in some of that speculative casino-like spending and crazy betting that Wall Street did, that I did a video on the other day. And I told you, I emailed my local congressman. You know, I went out. They say if you're not happy, reach out to your congressman. Tell them you're the constituent. You got to tell them, and they'll do what you say. So I asked them, why was this bill passed? 80% of it was literally word for word from Citigroup, which was one of the largest bank to receive bailout funds of over $2 trillion, by the way. So why would that type of gambling be allowed back in play? I'm just curious, eagerly awaiting your response. That was a week ago, easily. Haven't gotten a response back. I bet he's busy. He's probably busy, working for the people, listening to what we say, replying, reaching out to them. I'm sure he's busy. I can't wait to get a response. Either I'm going to get a bozo response, which is called the automated response. Thank you for contacting your representative. I'll look into everything you said. Have a nice day. Or I just won't get a response. And if I don't get a response in 2 weeks, I think I'm going to pick up the phone and call him again. And this time, I think I'm going to schedule a time when I can come down and speak with him. I'm not going to tell him, hey, I was the guy that emailed you that put you on the spot, that you know damn well I burned your butt with that question because you don't have a legitimate answer other than you want to fatten your pockets with campaign contribution money. So when I get down there, at that point, I know I'm going to get pissed off. So I have to understand when I get there. Don't get angry. Don't yell at them. Just ask the question, see what the response is. And we'll just have to go from there. So if and when that happens, you will see a JStamp4 video about how that went down. But I just want to share this with you because this is the hard evidence. This isn't the government. Oh, only 10,000 veterans are going to need help this year. It's on average. It's around what we expect. Fake government. No, this is the food pantry speaking. We are seeing 95,000 veterans in New York City alone. I have an idea. That can't be true. Can we get... Hold on. I haven't picked up my phone in a while. Let me get the phone. Yellow. You listen. Can you get Alicia Keys for me, please? Yeah, I know she's busy, but tell her it's JSnip4, so she always makes time for me. Yeah, Realist News, exactly. Oh, hey, Alicia, listen. Do you remember that song you did, New York's Empire State of Mind? Concrete Jungles. Yeah. That's where, something about dreams are made. That's where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. New York City. Listen, I want to ask you, when you wrote that line about the concrete jungles, nothing you can't do in New York, it makes everyone think you can put your mind to everything. That's what you meant. Listen, I just read an article that there's 95,000 homeless, basically, or homeless veterans that are in the food pantries, in the soup kitchens. I'm confused on your song, because your song says specifically in New York, there's nothing you can't do. It's the concrete jungle. So I think it's a jungle, a different kind of jungle. I think it's now like Vietnam, like these vets are probably used to, the Vietnam jungle, where they're going and living in like the sewers, which is reminding them of the old booby traps back in the Vietnam jungles, where they'd find these little rat holes and have to go in there and smoke out, and steam out old Charlie. So, but that song makes you feel good, doesn't it? It feels good. Reality? Don't like reality. Don't like seeing. Feel good. I'm going to choose feel good because it makes me feel good. What's that? Your arm hurts? Take a pain pill. It'll make you feel good. The pain's still there. Matter of fact, it's probably worse because now that you don't feel your arm in pain, you're moving your arm around because you don't really feel it, but you're actually hurting it a little more till the pain medicine rubs off. But it makes you feel good. It's the same thing in reality, our brains. We want to feel good, we want to hope, we want to pray that things get better, and when they don't, let's hope and pray some more. I'm more or less the kind of guy that likes action. Actions speak louder than words. Remember that one? Man, is that the truth. Mr. Congressman, the one I wrote the letter to, email to, you voted for Citigroup's removal of a key piece of legislation in the Dodd-Frank Act. That was horrible. Worse for the American citizens in the whole United States as ever could be. Why'd you do that? Actions speak louder than words. His words are going to be, well, we got things back. The recovery's been in place now. I think we're good. Blah, blah, blah. You can give you the old politician line. Actions speak. But, sir, your actions don't say that. Your actions say opposite. So, it's interesting because you see stuff like that. It's blatantly so wrong. It's such the wrong decision that you can't even argue, even kind of, not one of these people that voted yes, not even maybe, of how they could all have a meeting together and say, guys, our constituents are starting to contact us, asking about why we passed this legislation. We're here recently, HR 992, I think. And you guys have luck with, like, what are you telling them? Like, what is the thing that gets them off your back that makes sense to them? I'm confident that if that conversation happened, there would be no answer. Because there's no answer that they could give someone to just kind of sounds kind of good, get lost. It's like, Senator, I noticed you passed a law that says you can set people on fire if you don't like them if you're a member of Congress. You can just set them on fire, no charges, everything's good. You guys passed that bill last night. It's now law. Can you tell me why you would do such an incredibly despicable thing? Like, what is that? Waiting for the answer would be kind of like waiting for this answer. Except you're not setting people on fire. You're just allowing the entire United States to go bankrupt again. Fully bankrupt this time. With a massive bailout. Because you're allowing the same banks to gamble again that you allowed the first time. And now the gambling's gotten higher and more powerful. Have the banks shown the best profit quarterly ever before from 2008 prior or after 2008, after the bailout occurred, after these laws were passed? The answer is yes. After these laws and regulations were put back in place, with some additions, supposed to have been better. The banks had the most profit, quarterly profit, yearly profit, than they've ever had. And now we've removed a key piece of it, regulatory piece. So I'm expecting there's going to be some even more massive profit for some of these banks. And when I see all this, I just keep telling myself, don't even get angry. I know it's hard. Why are you emailing this congressman again? Like, why are you even bringing that up? You're just going to upset yourself with his response. This has to happen in order for these people to be literally and physically thrown out of office by force. That's what history says will happen. And if I go around emailing these guys and they actually wake up, which isn't going to happen, and say, you know, you're right, it was a bad decision, I'm going to write a bill tonight, put it forward in the House tomorrow to repeal what we just did. You're right. I should have read the bill. I'm sorry, Mr. Constituent, Jason M4. You caught me on that, and I appreciate that because I wasn't paying attention, and I'm going to write something better tomorrow, see if we can get it passed. That will never happen. So these people have to literally bury themselves. They have to sign their own death warrant, so to speak, meaning their congressional days are over. They will have to be thrown out of office. And your reasoning is, well, I'll just vote a Democrat this time or vote Republican this time. And they'll do the same thing. And then you'll vote the other way, and they'll do the same thing. So, voting is almost as good as hoping. Voting in hopium, I like to use the word hopium. People have smoke hopium. Voting and hoping. See how they rhyme? They were meant to rhyme because they're like twins, tied at the hip. Voting and hoping. I hope my Congress doesn't vote for Obamacare. Not only that, I'm sure there were so many millions and millions of people praying while simultaneously hoping that it wouldn't go through. And for some reason, prayer didn't work and hope didn't work. Again, this is not God's not coming down to fix anything. You can hope and pray. Literally, you can hope and pray all you want. If prayer was going to fix this, it would have already fixed it. Believe me, these politicians don't go home and anti-pray, pray for the opposite of what the good people are praying for. They don't go home, dear Satan, please let this legislation pass tomorrow. I really need this legislation. No, they don't. There's no prayer involved at all on their part. It's simply a letter, envelope, attached with campaign contributions that say, Dear Congressman, we hope you're having a good time in Congress. Here's a campaign contribution. Do what you want with it. Have a nice day. Oh, and by the way, there's some legislation coming up that's going to remove this section of the Dodd-Frank Act, and we really hope it goes through. Take care. There's no hope and prayer on their part. That they just saw a payoff. I'm voting this way. And then the next congressman also got a payoff and did the same thing. And then enough of them get a payoff to where it'll pass. Everything's fine. So this has to happen. This is a storybook. We are on a timeline. In the storybook, midway through, is where the bad guys start winning, right? The good guys never win in real life. It's only on TV that the good guys win. If you notice that. All these TV shows and movies, feel good stuff, more feel good stuff. It has a good ending. The good guy wins. Taught those bankers a lesson. Taught that bad politician in the movie, taught the terrorist a lesson. In real life, it doesn't work that way. Until the collapse comes and history repeats. So this is a storyline, and halfway through the story is where these politicians are completely, not 99%, 100% bought and paid for. And they no longer listen to the people. No matter who you vote for, you try voting, vote again, vote some more, and nothing happens. And then you try voting and hoping and praying at the same time, and nothing changes. There's going to be no divine intervention. If there would have been. It's going to take human hands-on intervention. That's what history always shows. Therefore, why would I think otherwise? But I think some people are so into their religion that they don't want to do anything. I'll just sit back. And this has to be the end times. You can see it on the wall. Writing's on the wall. I'll wait till Jesus comes. And I guarantee that's the same thing that's happened every time, which is exactly why the history repeats. Because people don't want to do anything. They want to let someone else do it, some divine being do it, because the Bible talks about this kind of stuff. So their interpretation of the Bible is that this guy's going to come back and fix everything. So I don't want to get involved anyways. I'll probably get locked up in jail if I did. So I'll just let Jesus handle it. It's going to take physical hands-on from us humans. No divine intervention. Not going to happen. And by the time people realize that is when it's already too late. The system's already destroyed. Their lives have been ruined. Now they're pissed off. Now they're angry. Now the change is coming. This will be no different. And this little story about the food banks, this is all part of what happens. I feel that I am lucky that I still have a very good job, pays well, and it is doing very well every month. Great numbers for the sales team. While I read stuff like this, telling myself, boy, am I glad. Boy, am I glad that I'm not one of them or someone else or the unemployed, even though I know it's way higher than 7.3%. I didn't hope for this job. I didn't pray for this job. I just live my life normal. I'm always the kind of guy to take action. I don't wait around. If I lose a job or I'm about to leave, I've already been looking for another job well in advance. If I had a job and I knew it was a decent job, but it didn't pay enough, and I know I need to get paid more, I took the job, came into work every day, did a good job like I always do, and immediately the first day I started, I was already looking for another job, never stopped. And it may have taken a year to 2 years to find that next job because that's just how long it took. And then I lined it up, boom, move on, bigger and brighter things. Most people don't do that. Oh, I got a job, done. I know it doesn't pay what I want, but at least I got it, I'm happy. When the time comes, I'll deal with it then. Why? Because people are reactionary. J-Step 4 is not reactionary. I'm always prepared, as much as I can be anyways, for everything. So this is that one job, now that I've landed it and been there for like 8 years now. I have not been looking for a new job because I don't want a new job. I see how this job performs. I'm very comfortable here. It's very close to my house. I like it, etc. No need to look for another job. But it took me years and years and years to get there. I got off on about 3 or 4 different stories, but they all kind of correlate. I know this was a little bit of a long, lengthy video. Sorry. Take care. See you tomorrow.